So once we have our 6% alcohol known as distiller's beer, next process is distillation, kind of right behind me, but once again, we're still on that small scale. We're first going to take our beer, we're going to insert the top of that beer still, the back one there. That still is only about 15 or 20 feet tall. It goes down in the basement. But on the inside of that still, there are 14 separation trays of plates from the top down to the bottom. So you guys see those little circular windows there. You see all that grain kind of built up on the inside. All that beer is doing is just taking all those plates and trays, just making its way down the bottom. While that's occurring, we're then bringing up steam and heat from the very bottom, rising up, and it's basically going to be vaporizing and stripping off that alcohol process into your vapor form. So in other words, all of your grains will make their way down to the bottom, all of your alcohols then vaporize off the top. Once your vapor leaves the beer still, it moves into the spirit still, this little copper still in the very front. Doing the exact same thing on the inside, so there's only 4 separation trays, just once again, we'll right back off the vapor. Once that's complete, you'll see the low wine cooler on the back wall, little skinny tube back there. And all that is a condenser. We just condense that vapor back into the liquid form. And normally that's the liquid coming off the low wine tail box here at the very front. Just that's coming off as right now. But it's sitting in the mason jar right beside it. Kind of looks like water, has a clear color to it, but it's definitely not water. That is 125 proof, so there's good stuff. But that's also the completion of our first distillation process. So, like most bourbons out there on the market, we do double distill. Second distillation is the doubler right here in the corner. So, inserting it as a liquid, we just gently re-distill for a second time, right back off the vapor. Kind of the same thing as first time. Vapor comes off the doubler, now it's the high wine cooler, what's on the back wall, vapor is liquid. Now you can kind of see that liquid coming off the high wine tail box. Once again, it still looks like water, has that clearness of color, but now we've increased that proof. That's going to be 135 proof. So 125 is our low wine first distillation, 135 is that high wine second distillation process. So I know it's kind of a confusing process from start to finish. Lots of science, chemistry, and technology on my side there. But once again, though, kind of keep your eye on all this equipment. We're going to see a bunch of masses here. That's pretty much kind of considered your moonshine, white lightning, white dog, all sorts of things. Which is basically what it is. Any questions though, as far as distillation goes involved? 125. So these are the actual size of all of our barrels. They do hold the 53 gallons of full capacity. But while bourbon is aging on the inside of these barrels, you will roughly lose about 4 to 6% of that alcohol each year due to your evaporation process. And the correct term in the bourbon industry is the angel shares. So some of you guys may have heard that term before, but all those angels get all those shares and have lost product evaporate off there. So kind of correct term name for it. It also must be a brand new oak charred barrel, only one time in use. That is a bourbon requirement as well. It must be brand new every single time. We do not make our own barrels here. They're all made by Independent Stave Company. There's one located in Lebanon, Kentucky. There's also one in Lebanon, Missouri. They put together all of our barrels. They char them on the inside. The only thing we do is just fill them up with alcohol. So make it pretty easy on us. So kind of give you an idea, this is what the inside of all of our barrels look like here. So we're going to use about a level 4 char for about 45 to 55 seconds. We shoot a natural gas flame on the inside of that barrel, which kind of chars things up a little bit. This is what provides all of your good stuff to bourbon out there. So all bourbon out there on the market first goes into the barrel on day 1, looking exactly like water, crystal clear. Of course, after bourbon's aged for however many years, it does not look like water anymore. It comes out that dark golden amber brown color. All those are natural characteristics kind of happening on the inside there. So coloring, flavoring, smells, aromas, pretty much our good stuff. And we roughly go through about 300,000 barrels each and every year. So you notice all these barrel heads on the wall, just some big time milestones we've hit since 1935 to barrel number 12 million in 2011. So we just kind of keep growing and expanding each and every year. It's pretty incredible. Well, if you guys need some volunteers, you must be over 21 years old to help us out, but if you can help us fill up one of these barrels, about 44 gallons, we won't put the whole thing in there. But all you're going to do is you can walk up here, turn this knob, Kind of watch it flow in there. So that's the 125 proof on the inside. So, any volunteers? You can't mess it up, I promise. If you spill some, it's totally fine. Yeah, there you go. Anybody else go? Want to try? Might as well, right? This one made by a large scale. So the fermentation tanks we saw earlier only held 500 gallons. This is the exact same thing, but now they hold 45,000 gallons. So we're at the very top of them. They go by 30 feet all the way down there. Doing the exact same process. It will sit here for 3 days. We create that alcohol. All that CO2 is just lost right off there. We have 19 fermenters in this facility. There's only 12 in the swing room. The other 7 are behind us off the building we have here. So the TV screen kind of gives you a better idea of what happens on the inside. But I'm going to open this fermenter up and you guys can walk up, kind of grab a smell and take a picture if you want to. So I'll see that tomorrow. All we're doing is kind of go from small scale, and this is going to be the much, much larger scale operation, but same result long term. Big time difference in size. Any other questions for our fermentation? That's got good stuff too. Let's find out this one. So next we'll check out large scale distillation. That big tall green building there to my left. So once again, kind of going back to that small scale distillery, that little beer still is only about 15 or 20 feet tall. This one actually sticks out of the top of the building there. You see all the way behind me? So it's over 60 feet tall, about 5 stories high. So once again, that small scale versus large scale. Also the tail box where that alcohol is pumping off, that 125 to 135. It pumps off of here about 45 gallons in 1 minute. It runs 24 hours a day, 6 days a week. Usually on Sundays we shut down. So in 24 hours we can roughly produce about 50,000 gallons that come off that still. So much, much larger in size. And also the mash cooker that we saw at the very beginning of the tour, that one held 500 gallons. We have 2 on the inside that each hold 10,000 gallons. So all we're doing is seeing the exact same thing we saw earlier, just much, much larger scale on the inside of this here. So I'm kind of talking out here first. It is kind of loud and noisy on the inside, but we'll head on down and check things out. And once again, you're more welcome to take pictures. Yes, sir.
Before we leave here, the fermenters are permit required confined spaces. How often are they flushed and cleaned?
Well, we clean them after the day 3. We steam clean them. So it's all automated. We shut down for 30 days out of the year, usually in the summertime. That's when people actually go down there. We usually run a chemical called caustic through there. We'll do welding, kind of take them apart and do yearly cleaning.
So annually, for the big ones.
Yeah. Every distillery usually does the same thing between like May and August, somewhere for 30 days within the 4 months. It gets so hot in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just steam clean them about 200 degrees on the inside for about 2 hours or so.
And that happens how often?
After day 3.
After
day
day
3 when
three.
it's dumped out, we steam clean them and fill them right back up again.
Got it. Thank you.
No problem. We're going to slide down this way.